Hello guys and welcome to another video. This channel recently reached 11,000 subscribers, which means today we are celebrating with another Q&A. When we reach 12,000, what I'm gonna do is make a reaction video to the Lightning Thief movie. So if you want to watch that, please click subscribe, share this video, like, and comment. So first question of the day is, if you could choose one Percy Jackson character to be non-existent in the series, the original books, not the new show, who would it be? So I have to pick a character that I would not be killing, I would just be erasing from existence. I have to be very careful with this, because if you erase the wrong person, then the whole timeline, the whole plot goes to My heart wants to say Jason. Not because I don't like him, I don't, but that's not the reason. My heart wants to say Jason because I think that if he hadn't existed in The Lost Hero, Piper might have been a much better character. Obviously, it all depends on Rick and how he writes women, and specifically more feminine women, like being a child of Aphrodite and all. But I think she would have been so cool if she just had two best friends instead of one possible love interest that's forgotten all about her. What's your favorite movie that you're down to watch at any time of the day? I always have a hard time answering what my favorite movie is, but my most rewatchable movies, there's several of them from my childhood. So I could watch El Dorado on repeat, probably the first SpongeBob movie on repeat as well, also the Sinbad movie, A Knight's Tale, honestly probably Shrek as well. What is your proudest accomplishment? I have several. One, not going insane during quarantine and finishing up my degree with like very good grades, the best grades out of the 4 years, because I just had so much time on my hands. I had nothing better to do but to study and do homework. Starting this YouTube channel and, getting it to where it is today. The third one is surviving my master's degrees and passing all my classes. Then we have life update, if you're okay with that, that is. Thank you for asking if I'm okay with that. A lot of people don't do that, so it's appreciated. I don't quite remember when my last update was, so I don't know what I have to update you on. But basically, in July, I graduated from my master's degree, and then I spent a very good summer relaxing, making YouTube videos. I reached like 9,000 subscribers. Then September came and I started looking for jobs. I worked in October as a freelance interpreter. Then we reached 10,000 subscribers, and then Christmas came, and on the day that Avatar premiered in theaters, I was hacked. My YouTube channel was hacked. It was taking over for about a week. Then I got it back. Recently, I got my AdSense account back, so now I'm actually making money again from YouTube because I spent a whole month without earning anything, which isn't bad, but considering that I was still posting videos and those videos which I had worked really hard on weren't earning me anything, it stung a bit, it stung. So that's what happened recently. We reached 1,000 subscribers, and now I'm currently not freelance anymore, but open to being freelance if I get any offers, and just looking for a job. So if you need a translator or an interpreter, just look me up and send me an offer. I'm willing to work. This time around for the Q&A, I also asked you to send me some assumptions about me, and I didn't get a lot, but I got a few. And the first one is, you are a YouTuber, and I don't know how you guessed. Maybe it's from my YouTube channel, but this time it's not 100% true. It's a good assumption, don't get me wrong, it's a good one, but I'm not just a YouTuber, I am a booktuber. There's a difference. We are worse. What is your favorite color? Blue, baby blue, or sky blue? Blue. What is your favorite food? I am obsessed with popcorn. Last week I considered having popcorn for dinner 2 days in a row. Sweet and salty popcorn. I love salty popcorn. I'm okay with sweet popcorn, but having them together is just heavenly. It's the way to go. What is your favorite sandwich? I am always the person who has to do the sandwiches when we do long drives with my family. So I always have 2 pieces of white bread. We have lettuce, we have tomato, we have ham or turkey. We also have cheese and mayo and maybe another sauce. But I like to have everything on my sandwich. Oh, we also have bocata de calamares In Madrid, squid, so it's great. But bocata and sandwich are two different things. If you're Spanish, you know what the difference is. Would you rather go to Hogwarts or Camp Half-Blood? Right now, I am burnt out academically, so I will be going to Camp Half-Blood. If you had asked me this during high school, obviously Hogwarts is better than high school. But I do not want to study, so Camp Half-Blood it is. Your channel is growing so fast. Thank you, that's all because of you. Partially because of me as well, but because of you mostly. Which one of the 7 would you want to be your sibling? I've been thinking about this a lot. And the problem with most Rick Riordan characters is that they're mostly only children. I don't have anything against only children, except that I kind of do. Some of my best friends are only children, so I can speak on this topic. I think people are generally more well-rounded when they grow up with other kids their age, whether that be siblings or cousins, but specifically siblings. And the only one who has a sibling out of the 7 is Jason. But Jason has not grown up with a sibling, which is not the same at all. Hazel would probably be the best sibling out of them. I love Percy, and I think he would be a good big brother once, he's already 16 years older than you. I think we would have fought a lot, because I fought a lot with my brothers. So, don't want that. Annabeth, there would be a lot of conflict between us because we're both so freaking stubborn. And then obviously Jason, meh. Frank, he's too soft. He would be a good brother. I think I could get him to do anything I wanted. Piper, I couldn't bend her to my will. So Leo, we would fight all the time. I think Hazel would be a very good sister. And she is a good sister to Nico. So I think we would vibe. We would maybe fight a little bit. But Hazel or Frank, just because they're the nicest ones, so they're the ones I could manipulate the most and get them to do what I wanted. I'm a great older and younger sister, as you can tell. If you find yourself really connecting with the insight I share in this video and want to go deeper, I highly recommend getting a personalized reading. I want to share with you the service that I personally use to get my readings. And that is Purple Garden, who is kindly sponsoring today's video. Purple Garden connects you with talented psychic, tarot, and astrology advisors. These advisors are ready to enlighten, inspire, and empower you. All are vetted and voted for by people like you. All you have to do is create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of advisors who are online right now. Is he, she thinking about you? What is next for your love life? Want to know how to make your relationship stronger? Purple Garden has an advisor ready for you. No sugarcoating, just the clarity you need to make a decision that is right for you. Purple Garden even offers palm readings, angel insights, oracle guidance, and dream analysis. You can choose whichever advisor best suits your needs, and you'll be able to connect with them via text chat, phone call, or video call. I've been having some friendship troubles lately, and I wanted to know if it was worth it to pour all my time and energy into trying to fix this relationship, or if I should just let it go. My reader gave me some really insightful advice that helped me see the situation from a completely different perspective. Sometimes it's better to not force things. Whatever's meant to be, will be. So I'm just gonna listen to their advice and go with the flow for now. One thing that I really like about Purple Garden is that each advisor has recorded a short video message where they introduce themselves and share their expertise, experience, and history. It makes choosing the right advisor much easier. So go to trypurplegarden.com/unclaimed or click the link in my description box to get the clarity you need for a fulfilling life. As a new Purple Garden customer, you will get your deposit of your first $10 matched using my promo code UNCLAIMED. Thanks once again, Purple Garden, for sponsoring this video. You get to forget one book, so you can read it again for the first time. Which book do you choose? Very hard question. I think for me, the answer would have to be a book that has some kind of mystery or plot twist, because I'm a person who usually rereads a lot, so I have no trouble at all rereading a book even though I know everything that's gonna happen. The problem is that some books aren't very rereadable, especially when the whole plot and the whole mystery hinges on a plot twist that you can't see coming. So I would pick one of those. Two books that come to mind are Illuminate from the Illuminate Files or Six of Crows from the Six of Crows duology. Which Rick Riordan character's ability set would be most interesting in a fighting game? I don't play fighting games, okay? Let's just put that out there. I think from my very limited knowledge that the more variety, the better. So maybe let's pick someone with a lot of variety, but also very visual powers, right? I think less complicated powers would be better. So I'm thinking kids of the big three. Maybe not Hazel because the mist might be hard to show, and Leo is also good, but it's hard to show his mechanical powers. So I'm thinking Jason, Talia, Nico, and Percy. Another assumption about me is that I assume that you are an introvert around strangers, but you talk non-stop amongst friends. And this is very true. I'm an introvert because I get my energy from being alone, but there are some people that when I'm with them, it takes no effort almost at all. So it's basically like being alone. I am very shy around strangers, but also the interesting part is that my friends and my family are my confidence. So if I'm alone with strangers, then I'm like the shyest person in the world. But if there's strangers around and I'm around my friends or my family, then I'm not that shy because I know they're there to back me up. Depending on what time and who is with me when you meet me, I am like completely different versions of myself. But yes, I do talk a lot. I don't think non-stop. I'm a very good listener. But I do talk much more when I'm amongst friends than among strangers. What is something you would do if you weren't scared? A very good question. The first thing that came to mind is travel by myself. But I don't know if I don't do this because I'm scared or just because I don't like it. What Percy Jackson and the Olympians characters are you most alike? Okay, so if we were to look at a Venn diagram of characters and have me in the middle, I think I am a little bit of Talia, a little bit of Percy, and a little bit of Annabeth. If we're talking about Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I don't know how chaotic that makes me, but I think if you swirl those around and combine them to create an ultimate human, that would be me. What shows do you watch? Right now, I'm watching The Last of Us with my father and my brother, and we're enjoying it. It's been intense. I don't usually like zombies, but since they're mushrooms, they're easier to look at. I'm also watching Reply 1988. It's a K-drama on Netflix, and it's quickly shot up to my top 5 favorite K-dramas of all time. It feels like no K-drama I've ever watched before. It's the story about 5 friends, 4 guys and 1 girl who all live in the same block during 1988 in Korea, and it's the stories about how they grow up, and it talks a lot about their families. It's not just about them being 18, but about their parents and their siblings, and it's so cute and funny and interesting and so heartfelt. I've almost cried almost every single episode. Once every couple of episodes, you tear up and it's like, this is so good. And I hadn't laughed out loud with a show in so long, but this show it just gets me. I am also watching The Owl House episode by episode, like once a month. It's hard, man, but I'm putting in the work. Be honest. Do you speak Spanish in your daily life, or do you also speak English? I speak Spanish because A, I live in Spain, and B, my whole family is Spanish and, native Spanish speakers, so it would make no sense for me to just speak to them in English. However, me and my family lived in England for 4 years, which makes at least me and my siblings bilingual. What happens to bilingual kids? What happens is that you speak 2 languages, but 90%. So you don't speak a language 100%, which means that sometimes there's holes in your vocabulary or holes in the way that you express yourself, which then translates to me and my siblings using memes in English, using slang in English, using different ways to express ourselves that are more accurate in English than in Spanish. So no, we don't converse, we don't have conversations in English between us, but sometimes when we don't have the right words in Spanish, we do express them in English because they're just more correct. Which Percy Jackson character would you want to be best friends with? Obviously, Percy Jackson himself. I think Grover would also be a very good best friend. But just Percy is so loyal, and that's something that I look for in friendships. So that's very important. I don't know if Annabeth and me would be very good friends because we're both so stubborn and not very good at communicating our feelings. but I would want to be best friends with her. Oh, Talia. I think Talia and me would be very good mates. Do you play any sports? I played volleyball junior varsity in high school and softball varsity in high school, but I haven't played any sports recently. I guess swimming, I really like that. I also play badminton, but more than play sports lately, I've been watching them. Not usual sports, okay? I'm not one of those people, but I do love watching the Olympics. I don't know what happened in 2021, the last Olympics. In summer, I decided the Olympics are gonna be my personality. For the first time, I had never watched them before, like religiously. And I started watching them and I was like, well, this truly is my personality. I literally woke up automatically every morning to watch them without meaning to. The day the Olympics ended, I woke up at like noon. I don't know what happened. My brain was just like, it's not part of our personality anymore. But flash forward to a couple months ago, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to watch the Olympics until 2024, and I actually got sad. So now I am an Olympics fan. I don't know what that says about me, but it's literally part of my personality now. Have you read the False Prince series? If you haven't, I'd really recommend it. It's my favorite book series of all time. The title makes me think of The Cruel Prince, but I'm sure it's not the same thing. I'll have to look it up because I don't think I've heard about this before. Are you going to be reacting to Heartstopper episode 3? I have reacted to 3 and to episode 4 as well. I have edited the video and it's programmed, but it got a copyright claim, so I'm just waiting for that to blow over and then I can finally post it. The video is coming, don't worry. Love your channel, you're my favorite. Aw, you're my favorite, thank you. Would you rather be a demigod or become a bender? You can be whatever element you want. That's a very good question. Being a demigod is less limited than being a bender because you can pick more than just one of the 4 elements, but at the same time, being a bender ensures that you're like a master at that element, while you might be a demigod and a child of Athena, which means that yes, you're very smart, but no, you also don't have any powers, like if you're a child of Hermes. So just to be safe, I would want to be a bender, and since I'm living in the real world, I would either choose water bending or air bending, because earth bending, what am I gonna use that for? And fire bending, yes, I could see in the dark. I also would not use fire in my day-to-day life, so I think maybe air bending would kind of be like telekinesis, and that would be the most useful one. Plus, I get to run very fast and semi-fly, so I think I would go with air bending. Next question is, would you rather be in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender or Percy Jackson and the Olympians? Just because it's the modern world, I would choose Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Yes, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's usually not someone hunting you, except if you are the Avatar and it's Zuko. But after the whole, war dictatorship thing is over, it's a pretty good life, except you don't have electronics, you don't have showers, you don't have phones, you don't have TVs, and I'm saying I would rather choose in the Percy Jackson universe. I did not say that I would be a demigod, but even if I was a demigod, I would at least have access to a shower and warm water. How would you do a Percy Jackson / Camp Half-Blood themed Disney resort? Because that would be a really cool idea, and I think it would be easy to replicate for the Disney Imagineer team. I would love for there to be a Percy Jackson or Camp Half-Blood world. I don't think there would be a ride for each of the cabins, but maybe we could get a ride that was like Pegasus flying. Maybe we could get a store or something for each of the smaller cabins, and then we would get a ride for each of the big 3s. We have a ride for Zeus, a ride for Poseidon, and a ride for Hades. And then we have something to do with the campfire area. Maybe that's like a big thing, or like the big house that sells merch or something like that. Number 2, if Percy Jackson and Harry Potter had a crossover, how would it go? I think I mentioned this in my last Q&A. I think that it would go over very well. I think they would like each other. Percy and Harry, of course, have a lot in common. They might have that, Spider-Man meme where they're like both pointing at each other because they're guys who are white, who have black shaggy hair and green eyes. But apart from that, they're both very sarcastic and they have an attitude. and they want to live. If you had a live stream moderator who stepped out of line and used their position for their own benefits, what would you do with them? This is a very specific question. I don't know what it relates to, and I am generally very confused, but I guess I would, I don't know, maybe fire them? I don't know. Who are they? Lastly, what do you do when you're home alone asking for a friend? I can't decide if this is creepy or not, but I'm going to take it as a non-creepy question. So when I'm home alone, I make myself popcorn. Sometimes I take a bath and I read in the bath. Most of the time I just put a face mask on and binge whatever show I'm watching, or if I'm reading a particularly good book, I marathon the book I am reading. Those are my two options, just watching a TV show, eating popcorn with a face mask on, or reading a book, eating popcorn with my face mask on. Congrats! Thank you! Have you read Keeper of the Lost Cities? I have not. I did ask you guys in a poll if I should read that or School for Good and Evil, and I read none of them, so I'm sorry to both of those fandoms for getting your hopes up. If you were stranded in the woods, which Universe character would you want to be with? Obviously, the same choice is Grover. Grover knows the woods like the back of his hand, so either Grover or Juniper, because I think those are the best survivalists out there. What was the last book you read? I have recently finished reading All Are Wrong Today by Ellen Mastai, and this is a book that I bought in 2016 probably because I love the cover. I don't know, aesthetically, I love lemons and citrus fruits. I did not read what this was about, and it's not that I minded the subject, it was that this book was adult, and I was still a very, very young adult, so this went over my head. I didn't make it past page 130, but this time was like, I'm gonna read all the books that I haven't read on my shelf, so I picked this up, and it was pretty bad, but I finished it, and I can appreciate it with new eyes, but no, I would not recommend this to anyone, no. What are the 3 next books you want to read? So speaking of rereading books I have on my shelf, the first one I want to read is The Priory of the Orange Tree. I'm gonna read that with my best friend Erica, and then I also want to read Circe. I'm also gonna read that with Erica. This question is probably the most disturbing question that I have gotten, not only in this Q&A, but probably ever. If you bit into an apple and it tasted like chicken, what would you do? I would probably throw that apple to the floor or out the window. My question is, does it just taste like chicken, or is it the same texture? Because I feel like those are very different things. If I bit into an apple and not only does it taste like a chicken, but it feels like a chicken, then that goes right out the window. If it tastes like a chicken, but it feels like an apple, then I would be very confused. I would give that to my dogs, or maybe not, just throw it in the trash, because it's probably not good for you to eat an apple that just tastes so wrong. Then we have a question that should be illegal. Who is your favorite sibling? As any parent will tell you, I have no favorites. I love them all equally. Here's a picture of us being super cute this Christmas. I don't have a favorite sibling. I have 3 siblings and I dislike them all. Then someone asked, who is your least favorite god or goddess and your favorite god or goddess? I have answered this before, so linked to my last Q&A. Could you talk about Dungeons and Dragons more? Okay, I don't know what there is to say. So I have a campaign with my younger brother and my older sister, also my cousin, my other cousin, and the other older cousin who is our Dandrum master and the one who has taught us all about Dungeons and Dragons. We started around maybe September or October. We've played 3 rounds and it's very hard to meet up because people have a lot of things to do, so I'm really craving playing another round. My character's name is Avis Blackthorn. She was a novel who got sold to pirates. Yes, I followed a Wattpad storyline, and then her captain died when she was older and people blamed it on her, so she ran away and then she found her crew, and it's a lot of fun. Marta and Lucia, the 2 times we played with these characters, they almost died in those episodes, so it's been stressful but also very fun to watch. What do you say to people who dog on you for liking children's media? I say go yourself. My Gen Z brother tells me that wanting people to respect what you like and not make fun of the things that you like is a very millennial thing to do, and I do not care. if someone likes something that is literally not harming anyone else, they're just enjoying a piece of media, let them be. Okay, it can be trash, it can be absolute dog shit. Let them be. It makes them happy, so do not make fun of it, okay? I like children's media. I watch cartoons, okay? They make me happy. They make me smile. They make me laugh. They're very well done, okay? I think most cartoons are for all ages. So if you like something, that's great. If someone else likes something, that's also great. Do not make fun of each other for liking different things, because I will come for you. Do you have any hidden talents? No being humble. I can move my ears without touching them. That's just a hidden talent because it's hidden by my hair. If you could only be one of the underrated characters from the Riordanverse, who would it be? I feel like I like everyone who is overrated, so this is a very hard question for me. Oh, okay, I know. I wanted to say I would be Reina, but I know she's not underrated, I don't think, at least not by me. So I'm gonna be Reina's sister, who is Queen of the Amazons in a place where there's no men. It's perfect. What is an accomplishment that you never thought possible? Honestly, being here right now with you, I didn't think I would ever make it to 1,000 subscribers, and then from there, I never thought I would make it to 5,000, and then I never thought I would make it to 10,000. So thank you guys for getting us here. It's been such a ride. Another assumption about me is that I ramble on about stuff without realizing it. Taking a guess here. I ramble, but I always know I'm rambling. I just sometimes choose to ignore that fact. I honestly think that I ramble the most when I'm filming videos because there's no one to be like, and Will and Nico were also a big part of it and they interacted a lot. So that is probably, wait. Did Rachel give them a prophecy? Like I just got like a core memory when I'm talking. So I just keep going and going and I'm like, oh, that's been 4 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna stop here. If you could live in any fictional universe, which one would it be? I'm gonna say Marvel, I want to be an X-Men. Or DC, I really want to be a Green Lantern. I think I would be a very good Green Lantern. And green, white, and black are already my colors. So, have you read Keeper of Lost Cities? No, I have not. Which is your favorite myth? Why? I actually really like the Persephone and Hades thing and the seasons. If you could have Mrs. O'Leary or Cerberus as your pet, who would you choose? I think Mrs. O'Leary is just more manageable. It's just one head to feed. And also she's much smaller. Also, she can teleport us. So I also like Cerberus, but it's a lot to handle. Which is your favorite Greek monster, hero, god, or goddess? Video up there. This or that, Nick Nelson or Will Solis? I love both of them. They're both like golden retriever, golden boys. I think I like Nick Nelson better just because I get to know him more throughout the books and the graphic novels and the show, but I'm sure that when I get to know Will Solis more, I am also going to be in love with him in the most platonic, motherly way possible. What kind of genre of music do you like? Who are your favorite artists, bands, etc.? I like pop and I love musicals. My favorite artists are Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, 17, La Oreja de Van Gogh, and my favorite musicals are Hamilton, Wicked, Be More Chill, and I also love a lot of songs from Heathers. Obviously, the Lightning Theme musical is also right up there. Have you watched Wednesday? If so, did you like it? I thought it was okay. I thought it was very entertaining. I hated the monster. I also hated the plot twist, but it is what it is. If you could date any one fictional character, who would it be and why? It would be no one, and this is the reason. Has there been a time when you've been burnt out from reading books, especially Percy Jackson and the Olympians? Yes. December, right at the beginning/middle, I got hacked, so I didn't want to read anymore. I had no will to read. But specifically the Percy Jackson books, while I was starting my master's degree, I thought it would be a good idea to just reread the Percy Jackson books and do vlogs for each book because I thought that would be easier. I wouldn't have to think about videos that I was filming, so I thought that would just be easy content that I would give to you guys. But once I told myself I had to do it and I had to film myself, I decided to never do it and never film myself. So I don't know when I'm gonna pick this up again, but whenever I tell myself I have to do something, my brain just goes like, you want me to do something? Watch me not do that thing ever. You have taken books to parties, no matter what people say about your collection and your love for fandoms, you do not care. I guess I did take a book to a party, but it wasn't really a party, it was just like a family gathering. I was reading the last Percy Jackson and the Olympians book, and it's true. No matter what people say about my collection and my love for fandoms, I do not care. That's a quality that I really like about myself. That generally other people's opinions are like water of my bag. I do not care. I mean, they're there, and I'm like, okay, that's your opinion, but I'm still gonna like this. You don't think it's mature? You don't think it's like a worthwhile endeavor? I don't care. I like it, and it makes me happy, so I'm still going to enjoy it. Questions. Do you listen to Taylor Swift? Yes. Yes, I do. Midnights? Oh, great. Several of her songs are like exact covers of many ships in Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus. It's crazy. Like Enchanted is this Calypso's anthem and mine is So Percival. I see that. I never thought of Enchanted as a Calypso thing, but I see that. Thank you for shining a light on that. Who is your least character of all time? I'm honestly not someone who remembers characters she doesn't like. I just erased them from my memory. If you were giving $100,000 today, what would you do with the money? And I'm gonna give a boring answer, but I would put it in a savings account. Don't have anything that I need $100,000 for right now. I am not under the assumption that I will ever be able to afford to buy a home. So it's just going into a savings account, and I will use a small portion of it to travel to Japan, maybe Korea, and maybe New York. But the other part, I am saving for the future. I might invest in like a good camera and microphone for this channel. Might be able to pay an editor, I don't know. But I think, yeah, I would save it, travel, invest. I know this isn't a question, but I just wanted to say, I know how you think Leo and Calypso's relationship should be platonic, but remember that Calypso is cursed to fall in love with every hero that ends up on her island, so that's a good point. I just think that A, Leo shouldn't have ended up on her island, and B, it's Calypso who has to fall in love with the guy, not the guy who has to fall in love with Calypso. So I think it would have been really interesting to see Calypso falling for Leo and Leo being like, you just love me because of the island. I do not need a relationship to be whole or to be worth it, you know? Being a seventh wheel isn't necessarily a bad thing. I still have friends and loved ones and self-respect. I do not need your forced love to love myself or to have self-worth. Wouldn't that have been amazing to watch? And that is the last question we have today. So first of all, thanks to all of you who submitted questions. I'm always super thankful for that. And thanks to everyone who subscribed over the years. It's now been 3 years. So please leave a like if you like this video. Comment down below what you want me to do for 12,000 subscribers, 13,000 subscribers, 14,000 subscribers, even 15,000 subscribers. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Click that bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos just like this every single Friday, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye! So we have a ride for Zeus, a ride for Poseidon. So we have a ride for Zeus, a ride for Poseidon. What the f? We have a ride for Zeus, a ride for Poseidon, and a ride for Hades.